Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. Today a little bit about ear defenders. These three sets of Caldwell ear defenders are at three different price points. They've all been sent very generously by Sportsman Gun Centre to talk about. So we're going to go through them in sequence and talk about a couple of the differences, benefits, downsides. And won't be any downsides to be honest other than price, but let's start in the centre. Now these ones are called the range muffs. These are £19. These are low profile and they've got 25 decibel noise reduction rating. So essentially that means anything above 85 decibels needs, the human ear needs protection from. So if you start out with a noise of 125 decibels and you then subtract 25 decibels from it, you're then subjecting the ear still to 200 decibels. So, gunshot can vary. It can be as loud as 160 decibels, which is probably about as loud as me tearing these boxes open. So, these ones, they fold up, they're quite compact. You've got length adjustment here. They'll roll inside out of each other, so they'll pop over your head. And I suspect these will just go straight on, super comfortable. Got plenty of space, plenty of padding. So they've got foam liners here, and you're padding around the cups around the edge. Now, how any ear defender seals towards your ear is actually quite crucial, because you can easily, by having glasses underneath them or a hat underneath them, you break that seal, and 7 decibels is an awful lot of volume, and that's the figure that's often quoted for being the amount you can lose. So with these being non-electronic ones, other than the ear cups full of foam, there's nothing particularly in there that's restricting anything. It's got a padded headband there. That's just a good tough 25 decibel noise reduction ear defender that will do anybody fine. So just put these to one side and let's have a look at the next set. Now the next set we've got here, these are the E-Max low profile. So let's have a little look at these in comparison. Now these have got 23 decibel noise reduction rating, which is a little bit less, but these are electronic and they're also low profile. Now low profile generally means that you have a little bit less ear defender down here around your jawline, so that when your gun's in your shoulder, shotguns especially, doesn't affect your gun mount. Now a lot of people think electronic ear defenders are particularly complicated in the fact that if the batteries die, they don't protect you. Actually, no. What electronic ear defenders do is they protect you exactly the same as these do, except because they've got a microphone on the outside and speakers on the inside, they'll broadcast what you do want to hear, and they'll exclude anything you don't want to hear from any further amplification. So I'm just going to push all those packets to one side. Again, we've got a folding design here. We've got nice soft cushions that go onto your ear or around your ear against your skull. We've also got a 3.5mm audio lead on these ones, so you can plug in your phone, any other accessories to listen to music or whatever, because in certain safe scenarios. So these ones, you've got 2 microphones, one on each side, so it remains completely stereo. And in terms of how they fit on, they just go straight over your head in the same way. So you've got extendable telescopic there. Because it's mossy oak, so it's a little bit more hunting feel to it. And then on the back here, you can perhaps just see, it's quite difficult to show that one. That's the 3.5mm audio jack there, and you've got your volume control and your on-off here. So I've not experimented and investigated too deeply within these yet, but there will probably be somewhere there'll be 3 batteries or 2 batteries will fit inside. So I know what. Let's look at the instructions and see what it says. Now the noise reduction rating of 23 decibels, that's kind of an average depending between low, medium and high frequencies. Ear defense is a very well scientifically investigated factor, and one of the things around the shooting industry that's not too, there's not too much bluff and marketing, let's call it, goes on it. So the facts are all there. Now it does tell us here this will require 3 AAA batteries. Start that again, 2 AAA batteries. So they will fit under one of the cups somewhere, and we'll investigate that later. Now the thing with ear defense is, people say, oh well, it's only a few loud bangs. Well, it might only be a few loud bangs, but the thing with ear defenses and ear problems and hearing damage is that all those bangs are cumulative, and anything over 85 decibels causes damage. I can't tell you all the rules and regulations about it all because it can go on for pages and pages. It is something I've investigated a little bit because as someone who shoots every day, I take it very seriously. I've worked in industry before I worked in shooting, and when you're in noisy buildings all day with huge machines running, you know, you do require them, otherwise you go home with tinnitus. And the thing is, as you get older and that tinnitus gets worse, it gets to the point where one gunshot can click you over the edge and your tinnitus remains forever. So we won't be doing that, and that's why you always want good hearing protection, and it's very important to make sure it fits to your head correctly. So let's have a look at the last set here. This set now is the E-Max electronic. This is the base E-Max electronic, but this has now got 25 decibels noise reduction rating. All of them, you know, work above 85 decibels. But the 25 decibel noise reduction rating is obviously just a little bit higher than that. Now it's 2 decibels higher. 3 decibels represents actually a doubling in volume. So those 2 decibels might actually be worth having, especially if you're in a noisy environment, particularly with rifles. Let's have a little look at these and see what's in here. Box instructions as usual, put that to one side. So again, we've got telescopic arms, take all the packaging off. These are nice, soft, comfortable ear cushions here, and you've got the usual foam inside, which is what actually dampens the volume as well as the actual overall volume of the ear cup itself. Now the larger, deeper ear cups, if you compare one against the other, tends to give you a little bit more space for your ears themselves, but it's also a factor of, because you've got the microphone and the, you know, the minute speakers inside here for the amplification system, so you can actually hear what's going on normally. You do require a little bit more physical space to fit all those in. Now, as well as hearing conversation, and when you're on a clay line, you can hear everybody behind you telling everybody else where you just missed your clay. But the other thing is, when you're hunting, these actually can be very useful because they do amplify natural sounds. Things like boar hunting, where you're listening for literally the tiniest footfall going through the forest foliage, they are very, very useful. And as well as protecting your hearing, they also benefit your hearing. So again, we can see quite easily on these, there's a little cap there, which is where the batteries go in. Again, that looks like 2 AAA batteries will go in there, and you've got multiple volume levels on the controller on the side once everything's running, which is on there. And these will just fit straight over your head, blah blah blah, and you can see they taper at the bottom still, because generally it's nearer the bottom where you're going to have the butt of the gun, the shotgun, the rifle, whatever, and that's where it's going to fit. So I'm going to be trying these out. You can see the windshields here. There's windshields on all the microphones on both sets that have got the electronics on them. It's a little bit more discreet on these. It's harder to see, but actually, going back to the camouflage ones, we can see now the battery compartment on the side in the same place for the 2 AAA batteries. So I'll be trying these out. Those look like a great set for hunting because the camouflage, a little bit more low profile, a little bit handy, especially when you got to travel, put them in a rucksack or whatever. But you know, for when you got a day at the rifle range or something like that, where you've got, you know, more gunfire going on through the day, you want a slightly larger rear defender, they can go in your, you know, maybe bigger range bag. So thank you for watching. Keep track of the channel. Please like, subscribe, please comment, because the comments are what we like to hear, because it helps inspire us to make you more videos. I'm going to be taking these out. I'm going foxing tonight using the Steyr CL2 SX, again 223 with a PARD 007 on it. I'm having a great time using that. It's a very, very effective system. And these will go nicely with it, because although at night, you know, I might only take 2 or 3 shots in the whole night, and each one does seem to get lost in the passage of memory, but every single one of them does account for that cumulative damage to your hearing. And I don't want to scare everybody, I don't want to frighten everybody, but ear defence is something everybody should look into carefully. Prices on these: the standard ones are £19, the intermediate ones are $44.99 for 25 decibels on those, 25 on those, and then the high-end ones, which are the low profile but also with the mossy oak, those are $61.99, and those are 23 decibel noise reduction rating. So, thank you for watching. Bye for now.